Samanta Cakkavalesu Atra Gaccantu Devata Saddhammang Munirajassa Sunantu Sagga Mokkadam Dhammasavana Kalo Ayam Badanta Dhammasavana Kalo Ayam Badanta Dhammasavana Kalo Ayam Badanta Namo Tansa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhansa Namo Tansa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhansa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhansa Suppa Buddhaṃ Pabhujjanti Sada Gotama Savaka Ye Sang Divacharattoca Bhavanaya Rato Mano. Dear Dhamma friends, all of you are warmly welcome. Here we are going to explain very meaningful doctrines in Buddhism about meditation. I think all of you are interested in learning meditation, practicing meditation. That is why I selected to discuss about meditation in Buddhism. Last week we discussed about Buddha's character and his life and also his main doctrines. Now I am going to explain about Buddhist meditation. You know very well, when the Lord Buddha appeared in the world, there were some kind of meditation techniques in the world. It is not a new doctrine in the world. You know, there were some persons who had developed their psychic energy before the Lord Buddha appeared in the world. But the Lord Buddha introduced the meditation in another way, and he developed the meditation in the maximum level. Before the Lord Buddha was born in the world, it was only concentration meditation or tranquility meditation. After Buddha appeared in the world, he explained to the world another step of meditation, that insight meditation or vipassana meditation. I think all of you know very well, there are both steps in meditation, tranquility meditation and insight meditation. The special thing that Buddha explained to the world is insight meditation. That is the identity of a Buddha. However, we can see some kind of meditation techniques in the world forever. Here we are going to discuss about the meditation, especially what Buddha mentioned. And Buddha explained, as I mentioned before with the stanza, with the verse, that Suppa Buddham Pabhujjanti Sada Gotama Savaka Yesan Divacharattoca Bhavanaya Rato Mano. Buddha's disciple, he who explained, he who practiced meditation in the daytime and at night, that person can wake up with pleasant mood, and that person can live with happiness as the result of practicing meditation. When we live in the world, we mostly consider about the physical things, but we mostly neglect the important thing in our life, that mind. In meditation, we especially consider about our mind, which is the most important thing in our life and which causes that whether we happy or not. Here, by practicing meditation, we cultivate our mind in the correct way. We reduce negative ideas, negative attitudes in our mind. We reduce negative ideas from our mind, such as anger, jealousy, hatred. We remove those ideas from our mind, and also we cultivate good energy, good attitude, such as kindness, compassion, wisdom, generosity. Those are the things in our mind we develop practicing meditation. If we can keep our mind with pleasant mood in every moment, it is the main cause that we are happy. Here, when we discuss Buddhist meditation, first of all, I think it is important to understand the main doctrines in Buddhism. Especially, we have to know the triple gem. I think all of you know the triple gems. Yeah. What are the triple gems?
The Buddha.
Yeah, the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Yeah. What is the Buddha? Yeah, enlightened one. Especially when we consider Buddha, we consider not only his physical body, but we consider his enlightenment. We respect his understanding, his wisdom, his intelligence. We believe in his enlightenment. We believe in not only his physical body. You know very well, he has passed away already. When we respect to the Buddha, we consider his enlightenment, his understanding, what he discovered, what he preached to the world.
Question?
Yeah.
So, being that Buddha passed away, does this mean that his enlightenment lives on in his teachings?
Buddha said very clearly, you never think this doctrine is whose that person is passed away. That is very important. Although he passed away, we know very well, physically he passed away. But if we can practice this message, we can alive it in our life. He said very clearly, he who sees the Dhamma, that person can see the Buddha through the Dhamma. Even though we didn't see his physically, if we can practice his message through the Dhamma, we can reach him, we can see him. And although he passed away, still his doctrines are in the world. We can practice it. There is a very clear path what he explained. Especially we respect to his disciples because his disciples practiced this message and they protected this message from generation to generation without any difference. When we consider Buddha, especially we think about his enlightenment. That is the first gem among the triple gems. What is the second one? that Buddha said according to triple gem? Dhamma, his teachings. What he said to the world, what he preached to the world, what he discovered. He discovered the path of purification. He discovered the path of enlightenment. His teachings are included in Dhamma. His teachings, his doctrines. He explained how do we go to the heaven and how we become the enlightenment. The both ways. He explained not only the way to Nibbana or enlightenment, but he explained the way how do we go to the heaven or higher realm, such as human realm, divine realm and Brahma realm. Practicing good meritorious deeds, how do we practice the path of going to heaven? And also especially he explained how do we get rid of suffering and how do we become the final bliss of liberation, which is enlightenment. These are his teachings. The Dhamma, Buddha's teachings. As much as we know his teachings, we are ready to practice it. If we know the path of purification or happiness, we are not delayed to practice it. We are trying to practice it as much as we can. The Dhamma is the second gem among the triple gems. What is the next one, the third one? The Sangha. Sangha means community of his disciples, noble disciples. Not only monks, but even his noble lay persons are also included this step, Sangha. Especially, they have to become some kind of levels of enlightenment. Why the Lord Buddha explained these three things as gems? What is the nature of the gems? They are valuable. When we think about our valuable things such as gems or jewelries, what happens to our mind? We are very happy. But sometimes we are afraid of that, who is still that. But the nature of the valuable thing is that when we think about them, we are happy. We are so happy. That is why Buddhism has explained these three things as gems. That when we think about Buddha's enlightenment, our mind is very pure and calm. We are so happy. On the other hand, when we think about the path of purification, and if we can practice, if we can share with these doctrines in our life, then we are living with the Dhamma. Dhamma is in our life. We can see the Dhamma through our life practicing this message, then we are so happy. On the other hand, if we know about the enlightened persons, such as Reverend Sariputta, Reverend Moggallana, Reverend Kasyapa, those are the people who enlighten, and there were another lay persons such as Anathapindika, Visakha, Pukkusati, Bandula Mallika. Those were the persons who attain enlightenment as lay persons. When we think about them, what happens to us? Happy. We are very happy. When you think about some close friends or relatives, what happens to you? You are happy. He who has the good qualities. When a person came from far away, what happens to you? You are so happy. But those people that already you have, sometimes if they have misbehavior, you are upset. But when we think about those noble disciples, we never worry, because they never go down with their qualities. Their qualities are permanent. Even though their physical body is impermanent, their qualities are permanent. Any time, if we think about them, we can live with them in the same house. We can live with them at home if we think about them. That is why Buddhism considered those three things as gems which are very valuable. This is the first thing as a beginner we have to know. We respect to these three things in the name of liberation. If we don't believe in Buddha's enlightenment, we can practice it. For example, if you go to a doctor, first of all, you may have some kind of confidence about the doctor. If you go to the school or college, study something, first of all, you have some kind of confidence about the teachers. That is why you go there. When we practice this message at the very beginning, we may have some kind of confidence that Buddha has enlightened. And also when we learn his message again and again, our confidence grows away gradually. As much as we know his message, our confidence, our faith gradually increases. It is not a blind faith. That is very important. Buddhism never says that you come and believe. Buddhism invites you, come and see. Come and see, not come and believe. That is very important. Buddha always invites us to come and see his message. Practicing through our life, we can see the results in our life. That is the important thing. Then these three things are very important. After that, Buddhism has explained the three meritorious deeds. That is very important. What they are. Yeah, dana. Dana means generosity. Yeah. Dana, generosity. What are the meritorious deeds? What is the nature of the merit that we accumulate? If we do something with pure mind, pleasant mind, those are the merits. In physically, mentally, or verbally. When we do some kind of merits, Buddhism says it like decorating our mind. When you offer some flowers to the Buddha, it doesn't need to Buddha. When we offer flowers, something, our mind is decorated by ourselves. That is why we offer those things at the very beginning when we practice this message. When you offer something, when you help to others, that persons can get some benefit, but more benefits are for you. Your mind is very calm and quiet. When you help others, even though they get the results or not, whether they get or not those results, your mind is very calm and quiet. That is why, that is the nature of the meritorious deeds. The first step of the meritorious deeds is practicing generosity, offering something to others. Not only the physical things, if we can offer the lives, if we can preach Dhamma, if we can offer some kind of books, which are the teachings, those are also some kind of generosities. Dana, Dhamma Dana. And what is the second one? Sila. Sila means virtue. Virtue or morality. It is correct spelling? Yeah. Virtue or morality. What is the nature of the sila? The discipline of our speech and behavior. Why Buddhism says the importance of practicing sila or morality? If we have mistakes in our life, in physically and verbally, we are upset, we worry, we have no happiness. If we have a lot of mistakes in our life, especially if we have mistakes in our speech, after that we are upset, we worry. That is why we may try to overcome misbehavior in our life. If we have good discipline in our life, it causes to happiness. It means we have no mistakes. Nobody can blame us if we are correct. Sometimes some mad people blame us. It doesn't matter. We don't neglect it. But however, if we have confidence, if we are honest that we have no big mistakes in our life, and it causes to our happiness. On the other hand, even though we have some mistakes, we should not be worried. Why? If we know the real message of the Buddha, we can reduce a lot of kind of mistakes in our life by practicing his message, especially practicing the impermanence. That is why, Reverend Angulimala, who had killed hundreds of people by practicing Buddha's highest doctrines, he could reduce all kind of his bad behavior in his life. Dhammachakra and Karmachakra. Dhammachakra means the wheel of Dhamma, and Karmachakra the wheel of karmic law. The wheel of Dhamma is able to produce the wheel of karma. That is very important. If we are intelligent, if we know the message.
Can you repeat that, please?
Yeah, Dhammachakra, the wheel of Dhamma. Dhammachakra. Dhammachakra means the wheel of Dhamma. The wheel of Dhamma. And Karma Chakra. Karma means the karmic law. Karmic law. It is also another wheel. This Dhamma Chakra is more powerful than Karma Chakra. If we know the Karma Chakra, the wheel of Dhamma, if we know the wheel of Dhamma, and if we practice the wheel of Dhamma, we can reduce a lot of bad karmic energies. That is very important. Buddha has explained the fact, especially if we have done some very big bad deeds such as anantarya karma, it is difficult to overcome, but other karmas we can overcome. And what is the next one among the meritorious deeds? Bhavana. Yeah. Bhavana is the third one among the meritorious deeds, that meditation. Now we are going to discuss about the meditation. Meditation. This is the more powerful meritorious act among these three things. That is very important. Especially here we focus on meritorious deeds in our mind. According to meditation, we develop our mindfulness, attention, awareness, what happens to our body and mind. On the other hand, by practicing meditation, we develop the good energy, good ideas, good attitudes in our mind. Although we have a lot of difficulties in our life, if we have real mindfulness, we can overcome suffering. For example, if we are sick physically, if we can think or develop, cultivate good meritorious acts such as meditation techniques, even though we are sick in physically, but mentally we are healthy. That is very important. Buddha said, physically we may be sick, but if we can develop our mental energy, then mentally we are healthy, we are happy. And in bhavana, especially we develop the mindfulness. For the mindfulness, we have to practice the 3 steps. That is also very important. I have given those kind of doctrines in your handout. When we practice this message, first of all, we may have clear knowledge what we practice, where we are going to, what are the results on this path. The first thing is that we may have clear knowledge what we practice. Why we worry in our life?
Big attachment?
Yeah, why do we have big attachment?
Because we don't understand impermanence.
Yeah, very good. Because of no understanding of impermanence, because of ignorance, we have big attachment. If we have big attachment, when they change, we are upset, we are angry. And if we have real understanding about the impermanence, then we can overcome suffering. What happens to our life? How do we get experience about the world? How do we get experience about the world? Through our senses, through our eyes, through our ears, through our nose, through our body. Those are the senses that we get experience about the world. When we get some kind of experience, what is the nature of that experience?
It rises and falls away.
Please say again.
It rises and then falls away.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yeah, it arises at the moment. That experience arises at the moment. But because of ignorance, when we see something, when we hear something, if we have some kind of same experience, we mostly think that experience and previous experience are same. For example, when you look at me, because you have experience about me, as soon as you look at me, you think that Bhante who was last week, the same person. But it is true according to conventional truth. But when we are going to ultimate truth, it is not true. This form, this body complexion is like that. When you go to the mirror, you can see your picture. When you go away, nothing is there. When you come back, you can see the same figure, same picture in the mirror. But you never think that previous picture was waiting until I come back. You never think. But When you go to your vehicle back, you think until I come back, it was there. But it is true according to conventional truth, but according to ultimate truth, final truth, that experience, previous experience ceased at that moment. Now new experience arises this moment. If we have this knowledge about our six senses, every moment with fully awareness, fully attention, we can overcome suffering. That is the highest result, highest experience of practicing Buddha's message. The enlightened person's experience is like. That is also our model whenever we have reached to. Up to that level, we may have some kind of steps that we have to pass from beginning to end. That is the highest concept, that is the highest experience that we have to practice in the name of final bliss of liberation. That is the final result. By seeing that final result, we have to start our journey. By looking the map that your destination, we have to practice this message little by little. That very first level, we may have the knowledge. Knowledge is very important. Knowledge means, first of all, we have to overcome some kind of negative ideas in our life, evils. And on the other hand, day by day, we have to cultivate good deeds in our life. Because you practice good deeds, you are here. If you don't practice good deeds in your life, you never come here. You have already good qualities. You have helped your parents. You have taken care of some innocent people or sick people. And you have helped others. You have practiced some good qualities, not only in this life, but in previous life. That is why you have a chance to listen to this message. Be happy. Be happy. You are so lucky. That is why you have a chance to listen to this message. Even though you have a lot of difficulties, even though you have a lot of problems in your life, you can be happy because of this chance. And first, we have to develop all kind of good deeds in our life. Helping others, showing your gratitude, practicing morality. When we practice those kind of deeds in our life, little by little we can go the path of purification. That is very important. On the other hand, the very special benefit that when you practice good deeds in your life is that you have to listen to this message. By the name of Buddha's message, in this period, we have to listen to a lot of teachings in the world, but as intelligent persons. You should be very intelligent to understand and read to or listening to what is the Buddha's real message, because our period is very limited. We have few years to live. Therefore, the valuable thing is our period that we live, the time. We have to get the result of our life there. We have to listen to Buddha's real message. In the name of Buddha's message, a lot of people explain a lot of things in the world. But we should be intelligent to understand the Buddha's real message in the correct way. Especially when we practice meditation, that is very important. The knowledge is very important. And according to knowledge, we have to reflect on it again and again. Sometimes people, when they come to the temple, when they are listening to the sermons, they are so calm and quiet. But after they go away, they have nothing. They don't practice. They tell rubbish. They don't reflect on this message. Then their knowledge is useless. First of all, we may have knowledge. According to knowledge, again and again, we have to reflect on it in our day-to-day life. Not only sit in meditation, but when you drive, when you work, when you cook, when you taking care of your children, everywhere, every moment. If we can reflect on this message, gradually it observes your life. That is very important. Reflecting on very important. Reflecting or wise investigation. That is very important. This level is very important. That is why the way, how do we think not to suffer, not to worry. For example, if here there is some dust or something, sometimes some people worry, some people hate whom unclean here. But somebody who is intelligent, that person can be happy. Now I have a good chance to clean here. That person is happy. That person does a good deed. Wise reflection also like that. In day-to-day life, when we face some kind of problems in our life, if we can think about them, not to worry, that is the way how we think about our life. In correct way. If we know the Dhamma, if we know the Buddha's message, any time, even though we have problems in our life, we can think about them in the correct way, not to worry and not to be sad. Then next one, the practice in meditation. Again we came to the meditation in many ways. In various ways we come to the meditation. Although we have knowledge, if we don't reflect on it, our knowledge is useless. Although we have knowledge and reflecting, if we don't meditate, that knowledge doesn't go to be certain. That is why, by practicing meditation, we should try to observe these doctrines in our life. That is very important. What is the meditation? By practicing meditation, we develop, we increase our mindfulness, attention, awareness. If we have awareness, it means we don't worry. If we have awareness, we are not angry. If we have awareness, we are not sad. If we are sad, if we worry, if we are angry, it means be honest that you have no mindfulness. With mindfulness, we can never hate. That is why little by little, when we practice meditation, we develop mindfulness. For this practicing, we have a lot of, especially we have 40 techniques in Buddhism as samatha meditation techniques. As meditation techniques, there are 40 techniques in Buddhism, such as loving kind meditation, concentrating of death, concentrating of Buddha's qualities, concentrating of reflecting on breathing. These are the techniques that we can practice in the name of meditation. When we practice meditation, especially as I mentioned before, that practicing loving kindness is very important. the thing that practicing a loving kindness is the main cause whether you practice Buddha's message or not. Practicing loving kindness is that whether you are happy or not. That is very important. Try to practice loving kindness again and again. In one side, you can reduce your anger in your mind or hatred. On the other side, we can concentrate on our mind. There are both benefits. One thing is when we develop loving kindness, we can see other persons as our close friends and relatives. We have no conflicts. We have no problems when we can think about others like our close relatives, such as our children, our parents. When we develop loving kindness, that is a very special energy, spirit in our life. That energy can reduce some bad results of karma in our previous lives. That is very important. On the other side, you can develop your spirit in the correct way in the name of happiness. Especially by practicing loving kind meditation, we can keep our mind present, calm and quiet. When our mind is very calm and quiet, it is very easy to go to the second step of the meditation, which is insight meditation. What is the insight meditation? Before the Lord Buddha appeared in the world, it was only concentration meditation or tranquility meditation or samatha bhavana. There were some persons who developed their mind in the maximum level with the concentrated mind. But that position was not certain. It could be changed any time. But Buddhist meditation always focuses on not only concentration meditation but with insight meditation, reflecting on impermanence. With the concentrated mind, if we can reflect on impermanence, that when we think something, when we hear something, when we smell something, when we see something, that experience arises this moment. But we may have same experience. When we look at something, when we hear something, we may have same experience, but it is not completely same. For example, when I keep this sound here, like that, when I keep it again, both are same. Sound is same, but both are different. Because of conditions are same, the sound is same, but both sounds are different. Our experience also like that. When you look at some person before, when you see that person again, you have the same experience, but that experience completely different according to conditions. If we can understand this message by practicing insight meditation, then we are fresh. We are living on the 1st of January. We are living in early morning every day. We are not old. We are so fresh. Now we are old, even though we are living on the 1st of January. When we think about our previous experience, if we go to the real situation without mindfulness, it means we are living in the past experience. If a person has blamed you, as soon as you think about that person, what happens to you? You are angry. Why you are angry? Yeah. Because of no mindfulness, as soon as you think about that incident, you go to the real situation. You have no idea, now I am living in the present moment. Because of ignorance, because of no knowledge, because of no mindfulness or awareness. As soon as we think about that, we go to the real situation. That person blamed you once, you are blamed many times by yourself. Yeah. Where is the fault? Where is the fault? Yeah, fault is in our attitude. If we can change our attitude in the correct way by practicing meditation, that is the way how do we get rid of suffering. For that, by practicing meditation again and again, we have to practice some kind of meditation techniques in the name of concentration. By practicing of loving kindness, breathing meditation, reflecting on Buddha's qualities, reflecting on Dhamma's qualities. Then again and again, when we practice these kind of meditation techniques, we are able to develop our concentration, our tranquility. Suddenly, we can focus on our mind in a particular meritorious act. It means the negative ideas don't come to your mind, they don't disturb your peace of mind. Now, if we don't have mindfulness, the negative ideas come to our mind, those ideas disturb your peace of mind. Here, by practicing meditation, we protect our mind like a very new and good smell rose flower. When you practice meditation, the valuable thing in your life is your mind. Your mind is the valuable thing in your life if your mind has mindfulness. If you have mindfulness, your best friend is your mind. If you have no mindfulness, your worst enemy is your own mind. That disturbs your peace of mind. Here, by practicing meditation, we respect to our mind, we protect our mind, we develop our mind, we cultivate our mind with positive energies, positive attitudes. Therefore, when we practice meditation, we do not only sit in meditation. First of all, we practice using some kind of sitting posture, some kind of meditation technique. But when we go forward, we practice not only sitting meditation. Buddha said very clearly, we can practice meditation in 4 postures: standing, sitting, lying down, walking. In 4 postures, we can practice meditation if you have knowledge, if we have mindfulness. If you have mindfulness, everywhere, every moment, you are with the meditation. You are getting the result from your life. Then your life is so valuable. If we don't practice our mind, even though we are very rich, even though we are well educated, even though we have a lot of properties in our life is not really valuable. If we can protect our mind from negative ideas such as anger, hatred, jealousy, delusion, if we can overcome these kind of negative ideas from our mind, and if we can develop some kind of meritorious deeds such as loving kindness, compassion, wisdom, equanimity, generosity, then our mind is very calm and quiet. We are very happy, even though we are so sick. The main cause whether we happy or not is our attitude to our mind. Here, by practicing meditation, especially in the first level of meditation, that concentration meditation, we practice positive thoughts again and again in correct way. By practicing these attitudes, we keep our mind for a long time with positive ideas. That is the main purpose of the first level, that concentration meditation in Buddhism. Day by day, we have to increase the period that we reflect on our mind. By practicing meditation, we develop our mindfulness little by little. On the other hand, we develop the concentration about our mind and body. What happens to our body and mind? What is our posture? What is our behavior? What ideas come to my mind? We have soul awareness. We have real awareness. What happens to my mind, my body? Then that is the very important thing that Buddhism says in the Satipatthana Sutta, the great discourse of mindfulness. Buddha explained how do we understand ourselves. We mostly are going to understand outside, but by practicing Buddhist meditation, we are going to understand by ourselves what happens to my body and mind. We have contemplation of mind and body, full awareness. That is very important. Then we have no mistakes. We do everything with awareness, mindfulness. If you can learn the great discourse of mindfulness, your every behavior you can use with mindfulness. You have full awareness about your mental condition. When negative ideas come to mind, because if you have mindfulness, you know very well, now I have negative ideas. Suddenly, those negative ideas go away. If you have awareness, when positive ideas come to your mind, you know very well, now my mind is very pure and calm. You are ready to develop these ideas. That is one of the advice that Buddha said in his meditation techniques, especially in the concentration meditation or in the first level of meditation, we practice mindfulness. In the second level of meditation, in insight meditation, what we practice? We practice wisdom or intelligence by reflecting on impermanence. There are, as I mentioned, we have both meditation techniques, that tranquility meditation and insight meditation. In tranquility meditation, we develop mindfulness. In insight meditation, we practice intelligence or wisdom.
The first step is the tranquility meditation.
Yeah, first step of tranquility or concentration meditation, focusing ability. We concentrate our mind in a particular object again and again. We are able to keep our mind for a long time, pleasant, calm and quiet with good ideas.
But it's not going to lead to liberation.
It leads to liberation if you have the knowledge of insight meditation. If you don't have knowledge about impermanence, your tranquility meditation is, that is all. That is enough.
Like in that time, the people who had the samatha bhavana, like yogis who had achieved so much, they got a lot of powers, but they didn't achieve liberation.
Yeah, they didn't achieve the liberation because they didn't have the knowledge of impermanence. That is the thing. But as a Buddha's disciple, when we are going to practice tranquility meditation, it is very important that we may have not only knowledge of tranquility meditation, but we may have clear knowledge about what is insight meditation. Then we doesn't stop in tranquility meditation. We don't stop in tranquility meditation. We go forward with our knowledge. That is why in Buddha's period, there were some disciples. After they ordained, they got advice from the Buddha and they went to the forest. They came back after the enlightenment. After their tranquility meditation, they didn't come back. How I practice insight meditation? First of all, they had a correct view, correct vision, correct knowledge, the full path, not only part of the path. They had full knowledge. That is very important. That is why the knowledge is important. Knowledge is very, very important before we practice this knowledge. But by practicing this meditation, gradually we can experience. However, if we don't know about insight meditation, if we know only tranquility meditation, our meditation stops in this level. But if we have clear knowledge from beginning to end, we don't stop here. As soon as we complete tranquility meditation, gradually we are entered to other path, which is insight meditation. That is why Buddha said, Samahito bhikkhave yatha bhutam pajanati. He who practiced tranquility meditation, he who concentrated his mind, then that person gradually goes to the second step to see the world reality as it is, as impermanence. Therefore, with concentrated mind, we reflect on impermanence again and again. If our knowledge is certain with the knowledge of impermanence, it means gradually our experience is going to be certain. It is our own experience. Then if we have full awareness what happens to our life through our senses, then we live in the present moment. We know very well this world arises at the moment. We have said very special sentence many times. Can you remember it? Nothing comes to the present from the past. Nothing goes to the future from the present. That is the very, very important sentence in Buddhism. You are so lucky by listening to this message, these sentences. I think we have done a lot of meritorious deeds to listening to this message. That is why we have this great opportunity to listening to this message. Nothing comes to the present from the past. Nothing goes to the future from the present. At the moment, the experience arises, and also at the moment, it ceases instantly. If we have this knowledge, we have memory. We don't forget our past or future. But as soon as we think about something about in the past or future, we know very well, living in the present moment, I read my mind. I don't go to the real situation. Living in the present moment, we can imagine, we can remember anything in past or future. It is not a fault. What is the fault? What's the fault? When we think something in our past, if we go to the real situation because of ignorance, without mindfulness, then we suffer or we have big attachment. That is the cause of suffering. If we have full awareness, when we think about something in past or future, now I read my mind, I am not going to the real situation. We think anything, we remember anything, we remind anything in our experience, but we have full awareness, full attention, full mindfulness. It means we have no suffering. If we have no suffering, it means we are happy. Even though we laugh, we have no happiness. If we have no suffering, it means we are happy. But in the society, people think if a person laughs a lot, that person is happy. But Buddhism doesn't say it. Our happiness depends on how much we have overcome suffering. That is the sign whether we are happy or not. By practicing meditation, little by little, we try to develop our mindfulness and wisdom. By practicing concentration meditation, the first level, we develop our mindfulness. Especially in this level, according to Buddhism, we reflect on our body and mind. What happens to my body and mind? We do everything with full awareness. When you go here and there, we know very well, now I am going. When we talk something, we know very well, we do it mindfully. When we think something, when some ideas come to your mind, you know very well, now my mind has anger. Now my mind has a jealousy. You know very well, because of awareness, you know about your mind every moment. About mind, about your feelings, about your mental formations, about your body. There are 4 mindfulness. The contemplation of body, the contemplation of feelings, the contemplation of mind, the contemplation of mental formation. These 4 kind of things in mindfulness in Buddhism. Satara Satipatthana. 4 mindfulness. Contemplation of body, contemplation of feelings, contemplation of mind, contemplation of mental formations. Kayanupassana, Vedanupassana, Chittanupassana, Dhammanupassana. Kayanupassana means contemplation of body, Vedanupassana, contemplation of feelings, Chittanupassana, contemplation of consciousness or mind, Dhammanupassana, contemplation of mental formations. If we are ready to get the value of our life, this is the path. How do we increase our value of life? If we can practice this message, it means we can overcome suffering from our mind, because we practice good ideas, good attitudes always in our mind. Especially seeing the impermanence is the highest meritorious deed according to Buddhism. When you are reflecting on impermanence, it means no suffering comes to your mind. Whether a person blamed or appreciate you, you have no big attachment or hatred, because you are living, seeing the impermanence. Okay, if you have any question, you can ask. I talked more than 1 hour. Especially when you read this article, you can improve your knowledge. If you have any question, now or next day you can ask me. And every week we discuss special doctrines. Day by day, week by week, we give you some articles too. And sometimes I email you too. And if you can read it after the class, I think it is very important for your knowledge. Now I think our senior students, both of you are the senior students in this class. We are so happy. We pay our gratitude for you coming every week and you encourage us. That is very important. And however, we wish all of you coming here. And today we discuss about the meditation in Buddhism. According to Buddhism, there are both meditation steps in Buddhism, tranquility meditation and insight meditation. Before the Lord Buddha appeared in the world, it was tranquility meditation. There were some persons who got the result by practicing tranquility meditation. After Buddha appeared in the world, he discovered and preached to the world this special meditation technique, that insight meditation, reflecting on impermanence about our experience, ceasing and arising and ceasing. If we can see this impermanence as arising and ceasing about our experience, then we are ready to overcome suffering. It doesn't sound that we are lazy. It doesn't sound that we don't have a work or education. We are so courageous that we do all things that we have to do as our responsibilities and duties. But especially you have to think, the persons in the world who don't know the Buddha's message, they think their happiness comes after they finish something. But be honest, you, the disciples of Buddha who are listening to Buddha's message, you may have clear knowledge. Your happiness is not after you work something. While you are working, while you are doing something, you have an ability to experience happiness. Mostly, the people in the world, they think when they start to go somewhere, they think after their journey, they are happy. But now, because we know about mindfulness, as soon as we start to drive, we can start our happiness. If we drive with mindfulness, it means while we are driving, we are happy. After we drive, there also we are happy. Try to develop your happiness when you do something. But the nature of the world, they think that their happiness comes after they finish something. But be honest that your happiness depends on present moment. If you are here, the happiness is here. When you go outside, your happiness is there. When you drive, your happiness is when you are in the vehicle. When you cook in the kitchen, then your happiness is there. When you sleep, then you are sleeping with happiness. Yeah, always. We think the happiness doesn't come to after our work. Happiness always is in the present moment with us.
And also meditation helps you to reduce stress and worry and things that you always, have, like you become depressed There are so many things that in the Western world that we forget. Undepressed and stressed, worried, anxiety. A lot of like illnesses due to mentally they have different things that, people take drugs and stuff because they are unhealthy. But when you meditate, all those things go away, actually. And even your body, like the Buddhist priests, I read an article who did meditation, they don't get sicknesses, they don't get high blood pressure, things in your body doesn't happen. You don't get sick.
Sometimes even though we practice meditation, we may be sick. But that sickness is minor than our mental condition.
Right.
That is important, you know very well. There was some enlightened person, they got sick in Buddha's period physically, but mentally they were healthy. They were healthy. That is the difference. We have both illnesses, mental illness and physical illness. Even though we practice meditation, we can control our some kind of physical illness, but we can control our all mental illnesses. That is different. As you mentioned, you are correct, but sometimes we can control our blood circulator. It is true. But
if you're getting mad all the time, your blood circulation you can see the face.
Yeah, it is true sometimes. But even though our blood is okay, sometimes we may have some physical illnesses. That is nature of our physical body.
Right.
Yeah, even Buddha, although he completely purified his mind, he also had some kind of physical illnesses. But mentally, 100% he is healthy. The important thing is the health of our mind. Mental health is the most important thing. Sometimes we can control our physical body.
With medicine.
Yeah, it is difficult to control. Even though our mind is very concentrated, it is difficult to control our body sometimes. But sometimes 30%, 40% we can control. But 100% we can control our body even though we practice meditation. But in mental illnesses, we can completely reduce our mental illnesses by practicing meditation.
There was like a psychiatrist, they say that because he understood the mind so well.
Yeah, we mostly suffer because of stress, and especially if we can live in the present moment, going here and there, our mind, especially we go to the past and future. If we can't live in the present moment, that is the big wrong, big fault in our life. By practicing mindfulness, we try to live in the present moment with mindfulness. Then, if we can live with mindfulness, it means we are living in the present moment, seeing the impermanence. That is the main purpose of Buddhist meditation. In tranquility meditation, we practice mindfulness. With the mindful mind, we reflect on impermanence by practicing insight meditation. We try to practice both of these meditation techniques according to Buddha's message.
In the future lessons, are you planning to teach us about different bhavana techniques, the 41?
Little by little, we try to do. Actually, we mostly practice loving kind meditation and breathing meditation. But in the future, when we practice other kind of meditation techniques, we try to use other techniques too.
Yeah, that will help us to practice meditation more because that's the main thing in Buddhism that leads to liberation.
Yeah, it is important, but on the other hand, the knowledge is also very important. Yeah, if we have knowledge, we can practice anywhere.
Both at the same time, knowledge and...
Yeah, both are important. Both are important.
Both hand in hand together.
Yeah, you are correct. Okay, Ms. Terry?
Is breathing meditation samatha, or is it different?
Actually, there are 40 techniques with breathing meditation.
Okay.
All meditation techniques, all 40 techniques are included in insight meditation, tranquility meditation. But if we have the knowledge of impermanence, we can use those techniques. End of the concentration, we can focus it on impermanence. According to insight meditation, every meditation technique we can focus on impermanence. For example, when Buddha's period, one day some monks went to another religious place. Then that other religious people asked those monks that we also practice loving kindness. You and your teacher, the Lord Buddha, also practice loving kindness meditation. Are both same? What Buddha said? Yeah, Buddha said, you do loving kindness meditation only for loving kindness, but we people practice loving kindness meditation not only for loving kindness, but end of the loving kindness, we focus it into liberation, into enlightenment. Practicing impermanence.
Purification.
Yeah, purification. With the concentrated mind, we reflect on impermanence, arising and ceasing. Therefore, even though some meditation techniques are same with other religions, but end of the samatha, end of the tranquility meditation, it focuses to impermanence. Therefore, it is different from other religious teachings.
And then if I may ask one more question. For like yourself as a monk and other monks, perhaps in this temple or different temples, does every monk have one of those 40 things that they meditate on, and like maybe your guru or something tells you, oh, you should work on this one, Dhammagaru or something, or like, is it like this, or is it more like you just
please explain something.
Yeah. So if maybe your head monk tells you, oh, I see, you need to do
this kind of meditation.
this one meditation, and then maybe this other bhikkhu, he does this meditation. Is it like this, or does everyone?
Yeah, actually, according to our characters, there are some special meditation techniques. For example, if we are so angry always, we have to practice loving kind meditation. If we are very lazy, we have to reflect on death meditation. If we have no faith in Buddha's enlightenment, we have to practice the reflecting on Buddha's qualities. According to our characters, according to our mind situation, we have to use various kind of meditation techniques. That is why we may have to get knowledge. Knowledge is very important. Not only particular meditation technique, but we have to know many various meditation techniques in Buddhism. According to our character, according to our experience, according to our jobs, our activities, we can use very special meditation techniques which are interested for us, which is interesting for us. Okay, thank you so much for your comment. We discussed about the meditation in Buddhism, and further, this is only a summary, but we have to know a lot of other things in meditation in Buddhism, little by little, as we have classes, we can discuss about these doctrines. However, we can be happy, we discussed a lot about meditation in Buddhism. However, please try to read this article again after you go home. Now, by listening to this message and by practicing meditation, you accumulated a lot of meritorious deeds. By the power of these kind of meritorious deeds, let's transfer these merits to our beloved and departed relatives too. That is our tradition. After we do any kind of meritorious deeds, we mostly transfer these merits to our beloved relatives. Now that is the time. Concentrate on your mind with your departed relatives. May your departed relatives receive these merits and they may receive good life. May they attain final bliss of liberation. With that intention, let's transfer these merits to our departed relatives by reciting the stanza. Idamme ñātinam hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Idamme ñātinam hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. Idamme ñātinam hotu sukhita hontu ñātayo. By the power of this spiritual development, may all divine beings also receive these merits, and may they receive more good life, and finally may they attain final bliss of liberation. With that intention, let's transfer these merits to divine persons too. Ettavata ca amhehi sambhatam punya sampadam Sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampattis. Ettavata ca amhehi sambhatam punya sampadam Sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti sindhya. Ettavata ca amhehi sambhatam punya sampadam Sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti sindhya. By the power of all these merits, may you live long, may you be well, happy and peaceful, may you have prosperous life, finally may you attain final bliss of liberation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dukkham pantā ca nindukkhā, bhayam pantā ca nibhayā, sokam pantā ca nissokā, hantu sabbe pipanino. May the Triple Gem bless you. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.